I've personally had a lot of impact through like the sports and the arts and the clubs. I've started my own club for Asian Culture Club, which I love. I run it with my friend Becky LaRufa. I also have been playing sports all 4 years of my high school. I did soccer and I did track, and both were amazing experiences.
I did amazing with the swim team. They're very supportive, and I thrived more than I have at my other schools. And arts, I mean, I was able to flow all my stuff, my ideas that I had into something that I've always wanted to do, but I had no space to do it. And this was the place to do it.
I'll say, I think something CSC does spectacularly is its service. I think Service Friday is such an amazing opportunity. And through even, for example, APES, we did a lot of service helping out with local environmental clubs. I also, for example, just got to learn more about people around me. For example, I joined CSC's GSA club because I had a friend who was in that, and somehow I became the co-president. That's still crazy to me, but life's crazy. So
sports impacted me in a way that I didn't think it was going to, because I came into like freshman year, I was on the golf team, and I thought it was going to be some kind of super competitive, like everyone going for each other's throats. And I get there, and it wasn't even the team yet, it was tryouts. And everyone was just so welcoming. And my coach, Coach Skip West, best coach, shout out Skip. He's like the best coach I've ever had. And I get there, and everyone is so welcoming. It's such a good environment. And it's competitive, yes, but they want you to get better.
Until like almost my senior year, I thought I was going to go to college for something in science. But then I realized that I've always loved the arts here, and then that kind of took over my life, like at the final end, because I was in photography, and then I switched to media productions, and then that's when I realized I need to do something like this. So yeah, I would definitely say the arts are a huge impact.
My junior year, I was able to have my own African American club, and we were just able to talk, chop it up, just have fun, be able to just talk about things that we couldn't really talk to with everybody else. And me being able to have a leadership role with that, along with my other peers, who I'm close with still, it was really endearing, and it was very fun to do. It was very rare to do that.
Dance is my arts concentration. I take concentration with Miss Faith, and I've taken it 2 years in a row. And over the summer, we got to go to New York, and it was like one of the greatest things I have ever done in my whole entire life.
Say for the arts, doing media productions, I would say that has impacted me here at CSD. I think the way it's impacted me is it's encouraged me to try on new things that previously I've been a little nervous to try on, because sometimes putting yourself in the ringer and trying things, that's how getting through that sludge period is like how you realize like, oh, this is something I want to do. And the arts part of CSD really pushes you to do that.
Well, I'm the president of the Best Buddies Club, so that was like one of my favorite things about high school too. Like just being in that club and getting to see like everyone just be together and like be proud of each other no matter what.
Arts and service is what really molded my time here at CSD. Although I do participate in the arts up in the high school with dance and band, like I said, I'm also an intern down with middle school dance, and so it just kind of builds off one another, and it's really cool to see all the kids that you end up interning for and then you end up taking class with when they get to high school.
It's just one of the artsiest schools you ever come across. Like there's all sorts of like murals everywhere. Like there's constant galleries happening where people are showing off their sculptures and their portraits and any other sort of art piece they've created. The art life in CSD, if we're just talking just like this, a scene particularly, it might probably be the most unique in probably the entire country.
I think a big impact that CSD has had on me is service. Since I'm going into the military, kind of keeping that core value of service throughout my childhood and growing up with that in my mind definitely influenced my future career. I think CSD has just continued to teach me to be kind, and one of the big things was not letting me be a bystander ever, and I think that that'll serve me well in the future.
I'd say CSD's really helped me become the man I am today by just showing me how important it is to serve others. And it's really, that is something I've stuck by, and it's become part of my everyday life as I try to help others when I can.
I feel like it's like given me a new perspective on like how to go through life. Because I feel like the teacher's like ability to push you and stuff and like make sure we're like the best that we can be. Like I feel like now I have that mindset. Like I'm always gonna be the best or that I can be, like trying to be the best that I can be.
CSD was able to tend to my needs. Like I said before, I played football. I did track. I was able to do songwriting and beat making. I was able to come in, pop in, talk to Ms. Chapman about radios and all these other things. I was able to learn the craziest things within Empowered Ed about social justice and change. Like, these are things I would actually want to learn about.
The biggest part is it's taught me how to be considerate of others. And I think sometimes something that happens in schools, which naturally happens, is it becomes a competition. Like I'm doing this, I'm checking all these boxes to try to achieve and like be the best of the best of the best. And sometimes what happens is when you get locked into that mindset is you kind of lose your humanity in a sense. But what CSD has taught me is like, no, you're dealing with other people in the world, and people aren't going to remember you like your accomplishments and what you've really done in life. They're going to remember like how have you treated the people around you.
I think CSD has made me more in tune with who I want to be and like who is like my like true authentic self, because there isn't many like rules and social norms, and there isn't like hierarchies and all these crazy things that you would get out in like I guess the real world, you can say, because CSD is a bit of a bubble. But I feel like in some way, like as you're in high school, that bubble, it like kind of it gives you like a safe space to like develop who you are and what you like without there being like judgment or like really harsh punishments behind it.
I would say CSD has influenced me in probably more ways than I can count. Like, just helping others. Like, in elementary school we were always taught help others before you help yourself. And I think that's a huge, really important part.
So being here and having all of these teachers that were always so welcoming, that wanted to help you, it gave you this sense of belonging and this feeling of they want to get to know you. You're not just another kid in their class.
I think CSD has really taught me to just come out of my shell a lot, just try new things. I did theater this year for the first time, which was really weird.
I've been more humble, and I've learned that things aren't always going to go my way, but I'm going to have people by my side.
I think CSD has influenced the person who I am today because of its ability to let me grow on my own and develop and have that support constantly. Like there's always office hours for teachers, there's always constructive criticism. I'm always being able to join new opportunities like this video right now.
Favorite tradition about the school is probably Service Fridays.
Are definitely stuff like, practicum and intercession.
The Songwriter Showcase is some of the most elite things that you'll ever see come from anybody. Number 2, Battle for the Paddle. Battle for the Paddle is one of the most Spartan things you can do.
Spartan Day. I think Spartan Day is so cool. I wish every school did Spartan Day.
Spartan Day.
Spartan Day, I believe it's called, at the end of the year. That's always fun. I've always remembered those. Everyone's gathered around, eating pizza, signing yearbooks. It's always a fun day.
Like that, like a lot of schools, like nobody has senior golf. So I think it's cute. I hope we like keep doing just the things and like how we go and do the like walk through and like with the kindergartners like we did last week.
I'd say one of the coolest traditions that we have is Arts Night.
just getting to see, like, me being in the band and dance, it's cool to see all the other arts.
I myself, a lot of people probably might recognize me as the MC for the open mic nights, and those I feel like were probably some of the most fun events that CSD would usually host.
I'd say CSD's prepared me for my next steps in life, just by showing me that there's so many opportunities that I can take. Like, I don't have to follow down just one straight path. I can do anything I want to do.
The freedom. I feel like we have so much freedom and free will here. You learn to balance like having fun and doing things that you want to do with also doing your work.
I mean, obviously the most popular opportunity is to just transfer directly to a college, but they won't look down upon people who decide to take an alternate route, like go to a trade school or a community college, which I'm going to go into a community college after I finish my time at CSD. But overall, I still say CSD is at least moderately kind of passable in helping students prepare for college. Definitely better than a lot of other high schools in this area, I'll tell you that.
Honestly, probably just academically. I'm excited for the foundations that I've built with calculus and physics to take me on to college to study aerospace engineering.